Hey, how you guys doing today? I'm alright, thank you, man. Thanks for asking. Right now you might be saying, hey Tim, what the hell you doing? Why are you starting this video off just walking around in the middle of nowhere? I'm like, hey bud, sometimes I just want to get out of the house. It's a beautiful day. Why are you asking so many questions? And then you're like, dude, you're the one vlogging. You're the one asking us to be a part of your life. Nobody asked you to be a YouTuber. And I'm like, you're right. We're gonna be heading back to the studio in a little bit because I got some Rode things to show you. Got a few little accessories for the RODECaster Pro. New update for the RODECaster Pro. We'll take a quick look at all that stuff. But I just want to get out the car, get out the house, get some fresh air, stretch my legs. This cool little mountainside view I got here. I'm literally pulled over in the middle of nowhere by my house. I live by the woods. I don't live right here. I'm about 15 minutes that way. If you're looking to come over, just drive that way. And then you're gonna pull a left, and then it's a sharp right out of nowhere. So just be very careful. But yeah, man, Queens boy, living up in PA, home of the Ticks, Tick Central. We got a lot of beautiful nature, clean air, fresh air, grass, weeds, mesquites, gooses, tons of trails everywhere. So if hiking is your thing, you want to exercise, I sound like I'm trying to sell you guys PA. All right, my Mother Nature trip is done. That was literally all I needed. Just need some fresh air. All right, let's head back to the studio and check out all this new Rode stuff. Roll it!
Resume is a heavyweight, yeah. Put it on my back, give me everything, yeah. I need everything, I need all of everything, yeah. Had to step my game up when you bring.
Being a good boy, sometimes. What are you doing? Being a good girl? Being a good girl? Alright, this is the Rode. Wait, let me see if I can do something here. This right here is the RODECaster Pro, and it's awesome. I love it. And it just got some brand new accessories that make it even better. Small things, little things, you know. Sometimes it's the little things in life that make the world go round. We also have a brand new firmware update for the RODECaster Pro too, which is great. Everybody loves firmware updates. I love them, you love them, you don't love them. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. And this is a pretty significant firmware update too. It's a lot of new features, a lot more versatile. You could play with settings a little bit more. You have a lot more control over the RODECaster Pro than you did beforehand. All right, so let's take a real quick look at some of these accessories. Some of them are already being put to use, so I'll just show you them right here. These right here are the Rode XLR IDs. And that's all they are, is just some nice little colored bands, little plastic bands. Let's pop one off. Make it pop off up in here. You don't want that smoke. The XLR IDs are these plastic little bands that go behind the back of your RODECaster Pro and also on the back of your XLR mic themselves. So you put one here and then you put the matching color here to the spot where that mic is hooked up, so now you know which microphone is hooked up to which XLR spot, and it also matches the color of the button of the channel that you have assigned to that mic. These are a new feature here too with the firmware update. These were not as bright and colorful before, and this works a lot better. It's all color coordinated for you. All right, next up is the Rode SC9, which is a 3.5mm TRRS to TRRS cable, and it's fairly long too. And what this does is allows you to connect your smartphone with a hardwired connection directly into your RODECaster Pro. So somebody calls into your podcast, they want to chop it up with you for a little bit. Now you got a hardwired connection instead of relying on the Bluetooth, which works great, but nothing works better than an actual wired connection. That's why they made this thing. The Bluetooth option works great too. Phone call sounds nice, crispy, clean and clear, but this is just a little bit more crispy, clean and clear and nice. Next up is the Rode HJ-A4. and you get 4 of these, so it's not just this one. A lot of professional audio devices like the RODECaster Pro and a million other things take 1/4-inch jacks instead of your traditional 3.5mm jack. So most headphones come with a 3.5mm jack, and these are a high quality adapter made by Rode specifically for the RODECaster Pro. Just plug your headphones into this, then plug that right into the back of the RODECaster Pro. Good to go. Next up, all right, last of the new accessories is the Rode DC USB 1. This is very simple. You take this end, you plug this into the back of your RODECaster Pro, and now instead of needing an actual plug outlet, now you can power it with a USB outlet, or something like this, a power bank. I'll leave links in the description for like 1 or 2 really good power banks because they have to be high powered to power this up. This one works great, and I'll leave a link for another one. And now you can take your podcast on the road. Did you see what I did there? So now if you're traveling, you're moving around, you're on vacation, you're going to a resort, but you still got to get that podcast off the ground, this is all you need. This little cable right here, right into the back, and it locks into the back of the RODECaster Pro so that it can't accidentally get yanked out in the middle of your podcast. Make sure this is charged, plug it in, right into the back of your RCP. You got a traveling podcast, my friend. Van life, here we come. All right, now let's get into the brand new firmware update for the RCP, which is version 2.1, and it brings a lot of new features and enhancements. I'm not gonna talk about everything in this video because it's a ton of stuff. I'll leave a link down below if you wanna check out everything that this update brings to the table. But for now, we're just gonna focus on all the key things. First up, and probably my favorite thing about this new update, is you have complete control now over all of your processing parameters. So your compressor, your noise gate, your oral exciter, your big bottom, your de-esser, you can fine tune everything exactly how you want it to sound, which could eliminate the need for post-processing. So you could just finish a podcast and upload it. Now each channel has their own compressor, but now there's a new master bus compressor that affects all the channels. It affects the complete podcast, the entire recording is one. That's good too. Sometimes some levels a little bit higher. This will help even everything out. Less work to do afterwards. Another new feature is broadcast style level meters. Now you got the option to add precise DBFS markers to the level meters on the home and record screen. And it gives you a lot more control over your recording levels. Sound pad overdubbing. So these little sound pads you have right here. See how I got them all lighting up? If you don't know about this wonderful device already, you could record your own sound or you could load in a sound to it. But if you choose to record your own sound, you know, use some vocals or whatever, you can now overdub over that sound. So the original sound will stay and then it'll add the new one, and you can keep doing that infinitely. You could just keep adding sounds onto here. Some other features are post-fader multi-track recording. Rode says they improved their podcast exporting processing. Updated companion app. There's a loop mode option for the sound pads now. You have a new undo button, the enable buttons, you have a revert to default button. A lot of buttons. This thing has a lot of buttons. Who doesn't love pushing buttons? Vanessa pushes my buttons every day. I want to show you guys one more thing before we exit this video. Even though I haven't started my actual podcast yet, I'm still figuring it out. I'm still finding my lane, making sure I'm very cerebral. I got to make sure everything is exactly how I want it to be before I get into it. But I still put this RODECaster Pro to use every single day. Let me show you how I do it. Whoops. Good or what? You good, bro? You good? What's up? That'll do just fine. So we position our microphone, and then we just pull it just out of frame in the flip screen. Hit record on the RODECaster Pro. Give it a little clap. And that little clap is gonna make it a lot easier to sync it up in post. And if you use, I don't know if Adobe or DaVinci allows you to auto sync your external audio with your footage. I'm sure they do. If not, there's a ton of programs. Final Cut Pro allows you to do it. It works just like that. Very easy, very simple. I highly recommend, if you have a studio setting, record your audio separate. So right now you are hearing my on-camera shotgun microphone, which is plugged directly into my Canon EOS R, which is a little bit of a distance away. If I was filming with just this microphone, I wouldn't have it this far away, so the audio would sound a lot cleaner. But now you are listening to my XLR microphone, which is the Rode NTG5, and you can hear the difference for yourself. So that's just another great way that you could use the RCP. Us people Us guys with Rode, we call it the RCP. You know, it's nothing crazy, nothing special. Just a little something, a little nickname we like to give it, you know. So I will leave links for everything you've seen here in this video. The on-camera video mic NTG, the NTG5, the Rode PSA1. How am I pulling up all these names and not stuttering? The RCP RODECaster Pro, all the new accessories, and a link to all the updates involved in the new 2.1 firmware version update. Firmware version update, yeah. So make sure you go check it out. That's it for this one. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. If you are not yet subscribed, please do so. I'd appreciate it very, very highly. The Twitter and the Instagram are in the description too if you feel like following me there. And until next time, enjoy your day, your night, and tomorrow morning. Salute.
I want everything. That's on everything. It's like a wedding.